Hi, I'm Albert Leskovar Jr. and welcome to the Delaware Real Estate Show. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how to find a great property to flip or keep as a rental for under $100,000 total investment. I've been a real estate student and investor for over 20 years. While my career as a realtor is going up and down, I've consistently made money from my clients during even the most difficult years by watching and capitalizing on market trends. When I started as a licensed agent, there were about 1,300 of us, and today only about 300 remain. So let's talk about flipping a house or getting a house ready to go to rent for under $100,000. The first thing you got to do is take time to make a plan. Don't just go out there and start running around looking at properties, calling different people. The first thing you want to do is sit down, call some agents, and then call me, 302-423-0276, and I'll show you what my strategy would be to get you in, rehabbed, and back out and on the market, or back out and rented with some cash flow coming in. Some of the stuff you need to think about ahead of time are, what is the total budget that you want to work with? Some people are getting away with doing $70,000, $80,000 budgets. You don't necessarily have to have $100,000. There are deals out there. You got to be ready to make a decision, and you got to have all your ducks lined up. If you're using a loan, you got to have that money available. You have to have that ready to go. These properties come on the market, and they're not there very long because other agents know that they're about to come on the market. There's 60 agents in my office, and the couple of guys that deal with most of the bank properties have them on a board for 60 to 90 days before they ever come on the market. So I already know the address. I've already been to the property. I've looked at it. I've been through it in some cases. And I've walked a handful of my investors through there. So if you're at all interested in those type of properties, you got to get your ducks lined up, especially with your money. You got to have your cash in hand ready to go. Whether it's an equity line, you're getting a loan, or you got cash. The next thing you really need to think about is your time frame. When do you want to have something purchased by? Now that you got all your ducks lined up, when do you want to have a property under contract? When do you want to have it rehabbed by? When do you want to have it back on the market? When do you want to have your money back? When do you want to have this deal settled? Or when do you want to have your cash flow coming in? How are we going to get the work done if we have to rehab a property? And if you're looking to get a deal and have equity in a home in today's market, you're going to have to rehab a property. There's lots of equity in these properties because there's plenty of properties on the market that are bank owned and are cheap and everybody else is trying to compete with that are cleaned up and ready to go. So these properties that are sitting there derelict and falling apart and they need some work, these are the ones where you can make some money, right? So you got to figure out, once you got your money lined up, once you figured out what kind of time frame you're working with, you want to get your contractors lined up. You have a general contractor in mind, maybe you're going to do it. You're going to have specific contractors for like your electrical and plumbing, your heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. Or you're going to use your buddy down the street who's a jack of all trades. He's going to save you a few bucks and maybe cut some corners for you. I don't know. Maybe you got a great guy that works for you. You got to line up these things. You got to line them up. You got to have realistic purchase goals. Most cases, you want to try to buy something, under 30 or 40. It's good luck. They're slim to none. There's not many. And these are the ones that do come available. You got to have your money ready because you got to put your offer in right away and you got to prove those funds. If you have to take 2 or 3 days to get to prove those funds, you may not get to put an offer in. And, you might miss the boat on a good deal. The next thing, once you got everything lined up, give me a call. We'll get all this stuff lined up and then we'll write an offer on the property. We're going to get you best price for that property. Sometimes with these lower end properties, you may have to bid full price or actually be willing to go over full price. A lot of them come on the market, and as soon as the investors are able to bid on them, they are swamped with offers. Even in today's market, I will prove it to you. Give me a call. All right. So once you've got a property and you've got a contract that's accepted, you get a deal done and settled, you got to rehab that property. A lot of folks today are overdoing it. It's ridiculous to spend too much money on a property that absolutely is not going to give you the return on the investment dollar. So don't overdo it. All you need to do is have it clean and up to date and presentable. And the more modern it is, the better. But in reality, it's got to be clean and presentable and functional, right? You want to get it sold in top dollar, you want to get it sold for top dollar in your time frame with me, Albert C Leskovar Jr. Give me a call and we'll get that property sold. Last year, 2013, on the Delaware Real Estate Show, every property we put on the show sold. So if you're going to sell your property this year and you want to get it done, give me a call. And if you want to certainly get it done, we'll go ahead and let's put it on the Delaware Real Estate Show. And don't forget to tell your friends to call Al Leskovar, 302-423-0276, or check out alleskovar.com. That's ALLESKOVAR.com. I'm Al Leskovar, and thanks for listening to the Delaware Real Estate Show.